My name is Colleen and this is my kitchen. I've struggled with my weight my entire life. After trying every diet in the book without any success, I came to the realization that diets don't work. I started my journey at a size 26W weighing just over 300 pounds. In almost a year and a half, I've lost over 120 pounds and I am a size 14. No W. What's my secret? Eating healthy and moving more. Now I'm here to show you how you can cook healthy food without compromising on taste and lose weight just like I have. Because if I can do it, you can too.
Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Tonight we're going to be cooking inside in the oven and we're going to be making a really delicious goat cheese and summer vegetable galette. I'm using all kinds of vegetables from the garden. And this is a very easy but gourmet sounding kind of recipe, so perfect to impress your loved one or your family with. Then it starts with the crust, and this can be very difficult for somebody who is trying to watch their weight or lose weight to have something that is baked in a crust and still have it be healthy. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm going to substitute the butter with olive oil and also a little bit of water. And let me show you how I put that together. First of all, I have my food processor here, and I have a total of 7.25 ounces of flour, and I'm trying to divide that between a whole wheat flour so that we have our whole grains and our fiber for the day, and a regular unbleached all-purpose flour. So I'm using 3 1/4 ounces, which is about 3/4 cup of a whole wheat pastry flour. And I'm going to put that right in here in my food processor. And then I'm going to add, it's about 1/2 cup, but it's a total of 3 1/2 ounces. So 3 3/4 ounces, 3 1/2 ounces. And this is unbleached white flour. Unbleached all-purpose flour. Add that in there as well. And then let's add a 1/2 teaspoon of coarse sea salt. And a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. This will help that the crust rise up a little bit. And then I have 1 sprig of rosemary. This is going to give our crust its own kind of flavor. It's going to go absolutely delicious with that filling that we're going to make. Put that on there, and I'm just going to pulse it up until this rosemary chops up a little bit and the flour mixture blends together. And then in my measuring cup here, I have a 1/4 cup olive oil that I've mixed with 1/3 cup of water. And I want to whisk that together, get it nice and blended. And then what I'm going to do is pour it in while I'm pulsing this mixture, and keep pulsing until it's nice and crumbly. Once I have that mixed up, I'm going to put just a little bit of flour. You really don't want to use too much, just enough to prevent the dough from sticking. And then you want to take that out of my food processor. Just like that. And I just want to knead it for about a minute. And then once I've kneaded it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it in plastic, throw it in a plastic bag, and I'm going to put it in the fridge and refrigerate it for about an hour. And that's to make it so it's nice and firm and it'll roll out really, really easy. Our dough has been chilling for an hour, And so now it's time to get ready and finish this up. First I'm preheating the oven to 400 degrees, and let's go ahead and mix up a little bit of goat cheese. I have 2 ounces of fresh goat cheese here. It's just plain chevre, C-H-E-V-R-E. And then I have a tablespoon of fresh thyme leaves that I'm going to add to that. And then I'm going to zest about half of this lemon into it, and I want about a teaspoon of lemon zest. And then to that, let's go ahead and add juice of half of this lemon. And what this is going to do is it's going to give it a little bit of a tart flavor, but also it'll help loosen up this cheese, make it nice and creamy so that it's very easy to spread. And so to mix that up, I'm just going to take a fork and work that into that goat cheese, mix that around until it's nice and creamy. Let's go ahead and prep a couple of vegetables here that we're going to put on the top of this galette. The first one is a baby zucchini. So what I do is just trim the ends off and then slice it just like that, fairly thin slices. So there's our zucchini, put that aside. And then I have here 2 cloves of garlic, one big, one little. And so with these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel them off. That's right, I'm not using my garlic crust that I normally use because I'm going to slice these. So what I like to do is just take these peels off. You can do that easily by just crushing the garlic with the back of your hand or with the back of your knife. And then I'm just going to take my knife and just very thinly slice it. This always reminds me of that part in the movie Goodfellas where they're slicing the garlic with the razor blade. I can't get it quite that thin, but I try. And last but not least, I have 2 small heirloom tomatoes. I chose one that's kind of a yellowish orange in color and one that is this dark, lovely red. It's a purple Cherokee, just for the added color and of course, the burst of flavor. And so what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to core them, take that center out there, and then just slice them, just like that. For our crust, I am going to roll it right on my baking stone, and this baking stone is a good, 14, 15 inches across, so I want my crust to eventually completely cover that. And so I'm going to put just a little bit of flour, spread that out there. Again, I don't want too much because that's just going to add to the calorie count, so I want just enough to keep it from sticking to my pizza stone. Nice and chilled. Go ahead and press that out. Flip it over, redistribute my flour. Press it out a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is take just a little bit of flour in my hand and cover the rolling pin. And then just roll it out. Once I have this rolled out, I'm going to go ahead and take my goat cheese, and I like to use a rubber spatula for this so that I can get every last drop of it out of that bowl. And I'm just going to smooth it out nice even layer right across the whole thing here. Next, I'm just going to go around here, place all my zucchini. And now, let's place our tomato slices. And then lastly, our garlic. I would just like to sprinkle this over. And then we're going to take these edges and fold them up. You want to leave about a 1-inch allowance between where the vegetables are and the edge of your dough. So once I have that folded up, I'm just going to go around and kind of press all of those corners and curves together so that it stays folded flat. And then, to give it a little bit of shine after it bakes up, I like to brush it with a little bit of egg white here. I have 1 egg white that I've beaten. I'm just going to take a brush and just brush it right over that crust, just like that. And what that's going to do is it's going to help it bake up a nice shiny golden brown. It's going to be beautiful. For a finishing touch, after I put that egg white on, I'm going to put on 1/2 ounce of shredded Parmesan cheese. Just sprinkle that right over the top. And then I'm going to crack some freshly ground pepper right over the top of that, just like that. So now what I want to do is put this in my oven. I'm going to bake it for about 30 to 40 minutes until this crust is nice and cooked up and golden brown. Our goat cheese and summer vegetable galette has cooked up beautifully here, so now all that's left to do is to slice this up. And this recipe is going to serve 4 people, so as in eating a pizza, this is very portion control important. I'm just going to cut it into 4 wedges here. Take a nice big wedge of this. And I like to serve this with a salad on the side for a complete meal. I'm going to go sit down and enjoy my meal. I hope that you enjoy it as well, and I will see you next time in my kitchen.